This video will help you get acquainted with key tasks and the basic core operation of Windows 10. The first thing you'll be greeted with is the Windows desktop. This is broken up into two main sections, the desktop and the taskbar. Think of the desktop as the surface of your desk. This is where active windows will reside and where certain key files and folders can be manually placed if you so desire. The most important thing on the taskbar is the Start menu. The Start menu can be accessed by clicking the Start icon in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. The Start menu is a series of shortcuts to all of your favorite applications, files, preferences, and more. This is a collection of the applications you've installed most recently, as well as an alphabetical list of all of the applications currently installed on your computer. If there is a downwards arrow next to an item, that means its contents can be expanded to reveal more items. Additional shortcuts and actions can be accessed by hovering your mouse in the highlighted area. The most useful items here are the power options, which will allow you to put your computer to sleep, which will put it into a low power mode that will keep everything running, shut down the computer, which will turn the computer fully off, and restart the computer, which will turn the computer fully off and then turn it back on again. Other useful items here are the settings shortcut, which will take you to the settings app, which will allow you to change all kinds of system preferences in the computer. Be careful here because you could mess stuff up. The Pictures shortcut, which will take you to the Pictures folder on your computer where all your photos are stored by default. And the Document shortcut, which will take you to the Documents folder where a lot of stuff is stored by default as well. Last but not least, we have the Users button in here, which will allow you to sign out to allow other users to log on to the computer if they have accounts. You can lock the computer, which will basically put you back at the login screen to stop people from using the computer when you're away, and to change account settings to allow you to change various settings related to your user account on the computer. Another easier way to access the Start menu is to press the Windows button on your keyboard. That's the button with the same icon as the Start menu on your taskbar. The most powerful function of the Start menu is its search function. By opening the Start menu and then typing on your keyboard, you can search for and open any file, application, or folder on your computer. Like with this example here, I pressed the Start button on my keyboard to bring up the Start menu. I typed Word into said Start menu. The Microsoft Word application showed up. I pressed Enter on my keyboard, and now Word is open on my computer, and I can start working as I please. This section of the taskbar is where you can pin all the applications you use most frequently and would like quick and easy access to. All of the applications that are currently underlined with a bright rectangle are currently open and running on the computer. If you hover your mouse cursor over one of these underlined applications, a preview window will pop up showing the contents of that application. Clicking on one of these pinned apps will either open the application if it is currently not running, or if it is running, it'll bring the window into focus. This section of the taskbar is for certain open applications to display their current status, and for other useful widgets, such as the volume icon and network indicator, clock, and more. For instance, here when I right-click on my media player, it'll show me all sorts of playback controls and other useful features. If you click on the volume icon, it'll allow you to change the volume level of the computer, as well as configure sound devices and other audio settings. Same thing for the network icon. You can click on it. It'll show you the current status of your internet connection and allow you to configure networking settings. The clock icon will show you the current time, and if you click on it, it'll bring up a handy calendar. If important updates are available for your computer, the Windows Update icon will appear here. You can hover over it to see the current status of updates, and you can click on it to take you to the Windows Update settings where you can apply updates and configure update related preferences. One of the most critical applications you will use on your computer is called File Explorer. This is where you will view, manage, organize, and interact with all of the files and documents, and sometimes even applications you have stored on your computer. The basic layout of File Explorer is like this. Over here are where you access all the default Windows folders such as your desktop, your documents, music, pictures, videos, and more. On the sidebar, you have a list of your most frequently accessed files, as well as another set of links to all these default folders, and any files that can be accessed over the network. This section will show you all of the storage drives you have installed in your computer and how full they are. If those blue bars turn red, that means those drives are very, very full, and you should start deleting files off of them immediately. You can double click on folders or files to open them. Sometimes when looking for stuff or navigating through various folders, you want to be able to go backwards to where you were previously. You can achieve that by clicking on these little arrows in the top left-hand corner of the window. Let us go on a little adventure to hunt for a file to demonstrate how this works. Alright, let's start our adventure in the music folder. Is the file looking for in this folder? No, this folder is empty. Gotta go back. Is it in this folder? No, this folder is also empty. We gotta go all the way back and look somewhere else. Maybe it's in our documents folder. Okay, we're getting closer. Is it in this? Okay, yep, there's stuff in here. Is it in this folder? Here it is. Here's the file we were looking for. Yay! The second most important application you will use on your computer is your web browser. There are countless different web browsers to choose from, but they all have the same basic layout and the same basic features. Your web browser is broken into several different zones. The main zone being the content of the web page you're currently looking at, the tab bar in the top, which is a list of all the web pages you currently have open, the address bar, where you type in where you want to go or what you want to search for, the navigation buttons for going forward and backwards between different web pages, and the reload button to refresh the current web page you were looking at, and then an area for various extensions and other add-ons you have installed onto your web browser. Most of the time when you're browsing the internet, it is helpful to have multiple websites open at once so you can click between them like this. You know, sometimes if you really like a page and you want to save it for later, you can make a bookmark. So that way, it'll be saved and you can always navigate back to it later. Then if you want to open a new web page in a new tab, you can click the new tab button and then type where you want to go or search what you want to search in the search bar. And that is the basic functionality of your web browser in a nutshell. This concludes our guide for the most basic and fundamental features of Windows and how to use a computer in general. We've barely scratched the surface, so if you decide to explore deeper and to do more stuff with your operating system, you can always search the internet for useful tutorials and more information. Okay, bye!